Modern spiritual advice usually points in one strict direction. To wake up, you have to shut up. The general consensus is that the human intellect is a noisy obstacle to enlightenment, and achieving true clarity requires completely dropping conceptual thought. Thinkers like Alan Watts argued that our conceptual mind is a neurotic mechanism. He suggested that the intellect functions like a knife, constantly slicing a seamless, unified universe into disconnected, manageable fragments. But abandoning the intellect entirely presents a serious problem. Stripping away our reasoning doesn't automatically elevate us to some higher cosmic plane. It might actually regress us right back to the pre-rational, instinctual state of a grazing animal. Thousands of years ago, an ancient Indian warrior king turned sage named Vishvamitra formulated a radically different strategy. He argued that the human intellect is actually the ultimate instrument, specifically designed to perceive the cosmos in its rawest form. The true obstacle is the deeply flawed, ego-driven operating system our minds currently run on, not the presence of the intellect itself. This diagram illustrates the architecture of what Vedic philosophy calls the manas, or the lower mind. It operates on a strict binary default, oscillating ceaselessly between desire, wanting to pull pleasurable things closer, and anger, pushing frustrating things away. Vishvamitra understood this mechanism intimately because he spent decades trapped inside it. Before he was a sage, he was Kaushika, a powerful military commander who defined his existence by conquering and controlling the external world. This need for control peaked when Kaushika launched a full-scale military assault on the peaceful forest hermitage of the sage Vashista, all to steal a divine, wish-fulfilling cow. It was the ego's ultimate reflex, attempting to force reality into submission. Vashista didn't fight back with troops or arrows. He simply planted a wooden staff, the Brahmadanda, into the ground. This staff represented cosmic order and total non-resistance. It effortlessly absorbed and neutralized every single weapon the king unleashed. The isolated, hyper-calculating ego is incredibly weak. It exhausts all its energy by remaining in constant, opposing friction with the natural flow of the universe. Kaushika refused to min this lesson easily. Decades later, driven by spite, he attempted to use massive amounts of accumulated willpower to force a mortal king into heaven. This was a direct violation of Rita, the natural cosmic order. Rejected by the gods, Kaushika constructed a massive parallel universe, forging new galaxies out of pure rage, dangerously ripping apart the fabric of reality itself. The fallout was immediate. By disrupting cosmic law, Kaushika instantly burned through all the spiritual energy he had spent centuries acquiring. To break this cycle, he employed the method of tapas. Tapas translates to ascetic heat. By deliberately denying the body's biological impulses to eat or react, you generate an intense internal friction designed to permanently short-circuit the ego's binary responses. After millennia of agonizing fasting, he prepared to eat a single bowl of rice. A destitute beggar interrupted him, asking for the food. Instead of erupting into his usual fury, he handed over the bowl with absolute equanimity. There was no anger. There was no resentment. Indestructible power comes from radical acceptance. By surrendering his personal ambition and aligning spontaneously with the universe, the cosmos finally yielded to him. The result of this grueling purification process is a heightened cognitive state known as This is a visionary intellect. It doesn't rely on step-by-step logic to dissect a problem. Instead, it receives holistic flashes of universal truth. In this Vedic framework, the map and the territory are not necessarily separate. When the mind is scrubbed clean of selfish desires, the human categories we use to understand reality can merge perfectly with the raw reality itself. Vishvamitra codified this framework into the Gayatri Mantra. Here, sacred language functions as the fundamental vibratory architecture of reality. The mantra culminates with a powerful plea, Diyo yo na prachodayat, asking the divine light to illuminate the human intellect rather than wipe it out. An unilluminated mind functions like a cloudy barrier, projecting subjective labels onto the world. But a purified intellect operates as a perfectly transparent lens. Once clear, the artificial boundary between observer and observed collapses. You realize that your own human consciousness and the intelligence of the universe share the exact same luminous nature. Truly being out of your mind involves an arduous expansion of the intellect until it flawlessly reflects the boundless light of the cosmos.